Don't go anywhere. I have a question for you.
Do you want to be like me? Somebody who's really fucking cool black widows all the time and knows how to care for them. He gets all the bitches because of it. Well, then keep on watching.
I want to be like him. He looks super cool.
Shut the fuck up, little Timmy. You ain't get no bitches.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
Shut the fuck up. Dumbass.
Okay. It's really mean, man.
Yo, look at this lemon top. This is what happens when you don't get any black widows. Stupid fucking
God, dude, fuck, chill, man. I get it. Let's get on with the stupid tutorial, man. You're being really mean, dude. Okay, I guess we can get started with the guide, since that's all over with.
Shut up!
Dude.
What, you thought you were done with me?
Man, I'm just trying to do the guide, bro.
Nah, you ain't done with me yet.
You know what? I'm tired of you.
What'd you say to me?
I don't want to hear you anymore.
What do you mean?
Right, I'm talking to you. Stupid fucking dipshit. You know what? You're just the disembodied voice. I'm real.
Damn,
you know
bro.
what? I'm the one with the black widows. I got all the black widows.
That's crazy.
Stupid fucking dipshit. I get all the bitches.
I didn't think about
you
it
get
like
zero
that.
bitches. You're just the disembodied
shit,
voice.
fuck.
How many bitches do you get? None. That's what I fucking do.
Oh, I mean, I
Shut the
could
fuck
get a
up,
few.
dumbass. I'm trying to do this guy. I'm not trying
I'm
to
sorry,
take the shit
man.
from
I'm
you.
sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right. You do the guy. You can do the guide, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyways, now that that's definitely over and done with, let's actually get on with the guide. So, the care of black widows, or the Latrodectus genus in general, which encompasses all black widows, there's about 30-something species, like 31 to 33. You're only going to find, you know, a couple of them, so it's okay. Their care is basically identical throughout all the species. It might differ from species to species just a little bit, but not by much. I have multiple species of black widows. I have a Latrodectus bishopi, a Latrodectus hesperus, Menavodi, Geometricus. I used to have a Mactans, but it recently died of old age, but that one's the easiest to care out of all of them. And finally, I have a Latrodectus hasselti, which is actually the most venomous species of black widows. Speaking of that, side tangent, they are venomous. They are not particularly deadly. They don't kill really anybody, unless you're like just sick, or you just have some sort of medical condition that prevents you from responding to the venom normally, like it will, you know, affect you more. If you have an allergic reaction, that's always a big one. But normally you generally will not die. The only one that I'm really worried about being bitten by is the hasselti, but even then that's about 10 times more powerful, and they make anti-venom for it. But you probably won't have to worry about it anyway, because you're smart and you're not going to handle them constantly every day, putting yourself at risk to getting bit, correct? Right? Good. Okay. So, today with me, I have multiple black widow species. We're going to be rehousing my juvenile Latrodectus hasselti, which is the redback spider from Australia. Once again, the most venomous black widow species, but the care that I'm showing for the hasselti will be basically the same for the rest of them, and actually I can bring the rest of them over right now to show you. Alright, so I have all of them here. Here's my Menavodi. I have in this container my Hesperus. This is actually a male. This is the one that I unboxed in my second Black Widow unboxing video. If you haven't seen that one yet, I gave them all names too. This one's Boron. Can't really tell there. But the way I can tell that he is male is because of his pedipalps, which are those little feeder things next to their fangs. If it's a male on the Black Widows, there'll be these bulbous, like balls, which is actually fitting because that's literally his balls, his testicles, basically. The sperm he uses on the females comes from those two little bulbous apparati, which you probably won't be able to see on camera. However, he's a cool little spider. I would have preferred him to be female, because the females are really the ones that make the great pets, because this male is basically max size, and he is never going to look like a female. Still a cool species, though. These guys come from the western part of the country, by the way. So if you live on the East Coast like me, you're not going to be able to find these unless you buy them. But unless you're doing a collecting all the species thing like I am, just don't buy them, because they're literally free. You can find them everywhere. As I was saying, you can literally find them. Here's me lifting up a rock and finding a web of one of them. They're fucking everywhere. Just look under something. They're literally all over the place. I really do not understand why you would ever need to genuinely buy these unless it's an exotic species, because I bought all my exotic species, but I found my native ones. So this is my maybe Geometricus. It was sold to me as Elatrodectus Geometricus, but it's very black. It is brown, but it doesn't have any markings like a Geometricus does. So it's very confusing. It's definitely not a Geometricus, but it was sold to me as a Geometricus. It's probably just a Mactans. I raised this guy up from a juvenile, though. He's a pretty cool spider. Well, she. They're all she's, except for the he. You can see all her meals in there. These guys do not have very, like, hard setups. Like, this is an adult. Like, this is an adult. This is the setup that she will be in for the rest of her life, and she's doing completely fine. You don't need to feed these guys very often. In fact, you can probably feed them, like, once a month, once every 3 weeks, once every 2 weeks probably, and they will be completely fine for you. I don't really see the need to feed them very often. Like, I fed this girl probably like 2 weeks ago, and her abdomen is still very bulbous because they don't move, so they have very slow metabolisms, so they, like, rarely eat, if need be. But they're good eaters. They'll eat basically whenever you put something in there. They're just all-around cool spiders. But I named this one Venus. I gave all my creatures names, actually. The scorpion is Jupiter. The centipede is Uranus. This one is Mars. Neptune is my Brachypelma right there. The OBT is named, like, Mercury. Venus. Boron. Argon is my Hasseltai. Nebula is my Mactans. I actually forgot I have an adult female Mactans right here. I had 2 of them. I named my my Menavodi Neutron, and I named my other Heteroscodra Saturn. So let's go over there. Speaking of Nebula, let's take a look at Nebula. Nebula is my Latrodectus Mactans, which, to be fair, I probably already have one, given Venus is probably a Latrodectus Mactans, or a Hesperus. I doubt Hesperus, but the guy did most likely make a mistake, so I wouldn't doubt it. If she lays an infertile egg sac, then I will know if she is a Mactans or not. Because if she's a Mactans, then it will be a smooth egg sac. If she's a Geometricus, it'll be a spiky egg sac. And they make very different egg sacs depending on the species. So I will know if she ever makes an infertile one. This is my Latrodectus Menavodi. This one is not a very good eater. Like, it eats, it most certainly eats, but it doesn't take food as rapidly as my other spiders do. It's not as excited to eat as everything else that I own, which is interesting. It might be because this is an odd species. Like, this is the most exotic one that I own. These guys come from Madagascar. They are interesting, to say the least. They don't have an hourglass. Their patterns are on their backs, which is really cool. It's a very unique widow spider, and so I'm very happy to have this one in my collection. This is one of the ones that I bought offline, once again, because you can't really get a non-exotic widow, you know, not online. I hope to have all of them one day. I'm going on a Panama trip in June or July, one of the two, and I hope to find Latrodectus kercravenensis, so that'll be really cool. But lastly, the one that we're going to be doing the video on, because she's going to be the one that we're making the enclosure for, is going to be my Latrodectus Hasseltai Argon. I made it a little. So once again, she is a Latrodectus Hasseltai, otherwise known as the redback spider. Now, she is not an adult yet, but you can see her very obvious red back on her. That's why they call them redback spiders. She does have an hourglass. In Australia, these guys are super common. They're just as common as our Mactans, but they are, you know, from Australia. They've never killed anybody because of antivenom. That's really interesting. And I don't even understand really why they've never killed anyone. These guys are more venomous, but the Mactans has killed people, and it's less venomous. I suppose there are more bites every year from the Mactans because of just how, what am I trying to say? How, ooh, 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 got on the ground. Just of how many people there are in the United States. So it's more likely that somebody would get bit in the United States just because of how many people we have in comparison to Australia and the 3 people who live there. But it's not a very large spider in the enclosure because it's still not an adult yet. Like this is it's like a juvenile almost. Actually, I don't even know if it's a juvenile or a subadult. It's just not that big right now compared to my other ones. They can get pretty bulbous. So it's always nice to see them, even though they're not necessarily the biggest spiders in the world. But if you want to beautify this up, you could definitely do that. You can put some substrate in there. I generally don't because it's messy for no reason. Like, why? Um, Although I did put substrate in with one of my first Black Widows, my Latrodectus variolus, which I don't have anymore because that was like multiple years ago, and it's definitely dead by now. Interesting. Okay. You can go over the top. You can make like a nice little bioactive, one of those big ass enclosures that people make for them. I know people that really like to beautify their enclosures for their spiders, even though you really don't have to. It's a very simple spider to care for. You are not going to find an easier spider to care for. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to. You're not going to find an easier pet than a Black Widow. You're just not. It's not possible. It's just absolutely not possible. You can see it scurrying around in there. It's just, no. What did I name you? I named you Argon. Let's put that on the enclosure. Put on the top of the enclosure too. Argon. Argon is a noble gas, by the way. AR or AG. No, AG is silver. So it's AR. Interesting. So that's basically the basic rundown on how you keep Black Widows. You can keep them basically however you want. They're gonna lie. They're gonna live. Don't eat them. Don't set them on fire. Don't strap C4 to their enclosure, and they'll be fine. They're really the easiest spider to care for. Everyone's gonna think, well, there's 2 types of people. The ones that think you're idiots and the ones that think you're cool. But in reality, you are neither, because it's never gonna bite you, so you're not an idiot, and you're not cool because it's never gonna bite you. It's not that dangerous. You just have a pretty spider. That's about it. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a subscription. And comment down below. Mainly comment. You can subscribe, that's cool, but mainly comment, because comments boost the algorithm, and you should definitely get this video to 30K, 39K views as well, because that would be really good. I got most of my subscribers. I used to be at like 160, then I went to 330, probably basically entirely because of that video. So you should definitely subscribe and leave a comment and do all those things. Yes. Tell the voice that's been playing over to kill itself. I guess, I don't know. Okay, bye. Oh, I should definitely show you. I have to make a thumbnail. Hold on, I have to make a thumbnail. Hold on, let's make it. Hold on, sorry. Hold on, sorry. Hold on, come here. Get on, go. Why are you usually like super bolty? Why are you not doing that? You're usually like super bolty. Why are you not like that? Oh, it's the defense mechanism. They squirt their silk out of their ass as a defense, because apparently that's apparently that scares things. How are you a species? You're so weak and pathetic. I don't understand. You have venom. You can use it. Like, I get it's meant for prey, but the butt squirt isn't gonna help you. It's just gonna eat you. How are you a real thing? You're like so bad at everything. You can't walk, you can't climb. You're ugh. I love them, though. They're so cool. They're like my second favorite genus of anything and my first favorite spider genus. They're super cool. Get on my hand. I need a super sick thumbnail. Oh, shit, I dropped it. I need to... No! Should I make like a bloopers thing for my channel? Dear Jesus. Some Black Widows hang on very well, some do not. I need some shitty thumbnail. Like a really bad thumbnail. Roll credits, honestly. Like, I don't even fucking give a shit anymore.